Hi guys, this is our fourth audio tape lecture or lecture screens, and this one is entitled Contemporary Gender Issues. Marami sa mga laman ng slides na to o ng presentation na to ay nabanggit ko na before sa ating klase. Like machismo or macho system, sexism, medyo may na-introduce ko na kayo sa mga sexist jokes, and even misogyny, palagi kong nababanggit sa aking discussion yan. Na ginamit pa nga nating example, 'di ba, si President Duterte bilang isang leader na mahilig mag-sexist remarks, mahilig ipakita yung kanyang macho side. In this presentation, we will be detailing what machismo, Marianismo, sexism, misogyny, and other hate crimes against LGBT, or we collectively call them contemporary gender issues. I-discuss natin yan lahat in detail. So may mga pictures ako dito, no, na kinuha natin sa Twitter and internet. Pagmasdan ninyo. And then pag-isipan nyo kung ano yung implication nito sa mindsets and perceptions ninyo towards women, men, and gays. Or even lesbians. First, pag-usapan natin ang machismo. What it's like to be a macho. May mga idea kayo tungkol sa macho eh. Alam ko. Pero tama ba yung... yes, ang macho, malaki katawan, gym buff. But when we talk about being a macho or a guy being a macho in this day and age, may ibang implication or may ibang meaning yan. So, sino kaya sa kanila yung macho, no? Yun bang nagbubuhat ng beer, ng case ng beer, o yung nagpapayong? Being macho ba yan? Yung ang dami mong babae, inuman, or nananakit ka ng babae? There are two aspects of machismo: aggressiveness and hypersexuality. These are the characteristics of men being aggressive, masculine daw sila, strong and physically powerful. They are verbally and physically abusive. Challenges must be met with fists. Kailangan suntukan lagi or other weapons. I'm sorry. They should not be afraid of anything and should be capable of drinking great quantities of liquor without necessarily getting drunk. So, ganyan ipakita ng maraming kalalakihan yung kanilang macho side. Hindi dapat sila nagpapakita ng takot, ng kahinaan, and they should show how good they are at drinking. Hypersexuality, this is the culturally preferred goal, is the conquest of women, and the more the better. Kaya parang laging ina-associate natin sa mga kalalakihan, mga hypersexual sila. Kasi they conquer women daw. Pride and prestige come from taking advantage of young women. Long-term affectional relationships should not exist. Dapat short-term lang. Bragging and storytelling as one's potency must be known by others. And relationship with his wife is that of an aloof lord protector. The male sex hormones, particularly testosterone, appear to be the source of male aggressive behavior, which is one of the two basic characteristics of machismo. In this refinement of Darwin's basic theory, it is not the survival of the species that motivates behavior, but the survival of each individual's own genes. In this unconscious drive for reproductive success, males may adopt one of two strategies: tournament strategy. Common to most mammals, males fight with each other to control and therefore be able to try to inseminate as many different females as possible. The other strategy is pair bonding. Bird kingdom, male parental investment among species or conditions where the survival of offspring is greatly enhanced. If the father stays around to help, we find that males will mate and stay with just one female, as this results in greater long-run reproductive success. The machos of the world, therefore, are the tournament strategists, and other males are monogamous pair bonders. Psychological causes of machismo. Uh, it could be a result of poor father-son relations and low socioeconomic status. It may result to inferiority feelings. It will still result in machismo. When you socialize for male superiority with female support, it results to superiority behaviors. It still results to machismo. These are just, illustrations or theories. It may or may not apply in real life. Baka may mga na-hurt dyan na macho. Development of machismo. Aggressiveness and desire for sexual variety could either result to feeling of inferiority and female reinforcement or positive self-image and reinforcement of parental investment that may result to pair bonding. So, either dito ka sa pair bonding or dun ka sa machismo, minsan marami daw sa mga macho guys na adults ay maaring produkto ng trauma or childhood experience na nag-shape sa kanila para maging isang macho. Which of course, in this particular context, we associate it with negative image. Female support of machismo. There are women who are submissive, dependent, and even endure physical punishment from men. Hindi ko nila lahat, pero may mga babaeng submissive at sumusuporta sa machismo. The cult of virginity, staying virgin and being indifferent towards sex until marriage, gives the men female relatives to protect and make them even more macho when they do succeed in seduction. Ayan. Na-associate natin kasi ang virginity kay Virgin Mary. And, yun nga, may pagka-submissive, dependent. Next, Marianismo. Ito naman, can there be a macho without a virgin to seduce? An inferior to protect, a submissive to dominate, and other men to protect one sister from. Ito namang Marianismo, ito ay Marianismo actually. Hindi siya Mariano Marcos ha. Marianismo, this term refers to the concept that women are semi-divine, spiritually and morally superior to men. Na parang saintly daw ang mga babae, kaya dapat pinoprotect sila, pine-preserve yung kanilang virginity, at dapat inferior lang sila kasi sila ay dapat susunod lang sila, submissive lang sila kasi sila ay inferior to men. Nako, alam ko marami nagrereklamo dyan ngayon, but this is what Marianismo is. Women learn that they must cater to their father's whims and that they are less important than their brothers. However, they are also learned that their mother is venerated and respected by all male family members. They must also have many children, which also satisfy the macho need for offspring. Next, misogyny and sexism. They enforce the norms of patriarchy. Misogyny is primarily a property of social systems or environments as a whole, in which women will tend to face hostility of various kinds because they are women in a man's world. No, nakakalungkot yun dahil ikaw ay nasa man's world. You need to accept that the world is misogynistic, who are held to be failing to live up to men's standards, which have some purchase in this environment. Sabi ni Mann, misogyny does not refer to some rare manner of psychological ill health. Rather, it's a systematic facet of social power relations, particular to patriarchal social environments. Interestingly, patriarchy does not require hostility toward women who know their place as rightfully subordinate to men. Misogyny works symbolically with sexism. May presence of hostility or violence and coercive enforcements of patriarchal norms. So misogyny is basically a type of culture, no? It is a culture of embracing the inferiority of women. So they must always submit to men. These are some attitudes and behaviors that recognize misogyny in our society. Makikita nyo rito yung feminist and feminism are considered to be negative terms kasi lumalaban sila sa patriarchy. joking about sexual abuse, sending or sharing through social media sexual images of women and girls either with or without consent. So, ito, kapag ikaw ay naniniwala ka sa mga yan or isa ka dyan, you are actually a misogynistic person. Attention women, if you wear shirts with words over your breasts or words over your butts, do not get mad when a man stares at it. That is misogyny kasi dapat may kalayaan ang mga kababaihan na magsuot ng damit na gusto nila. May mga hidden misogynists din na kunyari, I'm proud to be a feminist, but these gals need strong male leadership. That's hidden misogynist. Sexism, it often works by naturalizing sex differences in order to justify patriarchal social arrangements by making them seem inevitable or portray people trying to resist them as fighting a losing battle. To summarize, sexism is characterized by it has a justificatory component that provides reasons to believe that men are naturally superior to women, and it idealizes this hierarchical distinction in support of a patriarchal gender order. So again, it's still in support of patriarchy. Its functional essence is compelling behavior in accordance with patriarchal standards by appeal to people's beliefs, theories, and values, but it does not coerce. Sexism can be used in the service of misogynistic ends. However, when this occurs, that is when some sexist justification is in practice used in an attempt to coerce behavior, then it becomes misogynistic. Halimbawa, man is made to be competitive, destructive, seductive, and eruptive. Women make sure it continues happening. That's sexism. Yan ay sabi ni, tweet ito ni @Ali_Zafar says. Other pictures that show sexism in the society. Hate crimes against the rainbow community or the LGBTQA+++. Homophobia. It is defined as irrational fear of and aversion to homosexuality and to lesbian, gay, bisexual persons based on prejudice. Prejudice kasi parang just because they are gays, lesbians, nilalayuan mo sila, or worse, nagtatranslate siya into policies and actions. A simple definition would be a fear or dislike of LGBT persons. Yan, mga bisex, evil, kids do best with a mom and dad. These are homophobic. Transphobia. It is defined as an irrational fear of and aversion to transgender persons or gender nonconformity based on prejudice. Stereotypes. A stereotype is an attitude or belief about a person or persons based on traits or characteristics they have or groups they belong to. Na-discuss na natin dati yung gender stereotypes, no? They are preconceived or oversimplified generalizations about an entire group of persons without regard for their individual differences. This still continues to be a contemporary gender issue kasi nagpa-perpetrate pa rin siya sa lahat halos ng media and platforms. Yung mga all lesbians are masculine, all African immigrants are criminals, all police officers abuse their power, all Muslims are religious extremists. Ito yung mga halimbawa ng stereotypes. Medyo dangerous itong mga to, or dangerous talaga itong mga to. Hate crime, it is a criminal act with a bias motive. Hate crimes include intimidation, threats, damage to property, assault, murder, or any other criminal offense where the victim premises or target of the offense are selected because of their real or perceived connection, attachment, or affiliation to a protected group or their support or membership thereof. In 2016, I think the most horrible gay hate crime that happened in the history of the United States was in a gay bar in Florida kung saan halos 50 gays ang pinagbabaril ng isang murderer na pagkatapos ito ay nagpakamatay din siya. Basta anything that is related to gender na nananakit or naninira ng ari-arian, it is considered a hate crime. Two essential ingredients of a hate crime: a criminal offense has occurred and the offender had a bias motive. Hate crimes against LGBT persons. Hate crimes where the victim, alright, yan. Sorry. Ito, yung Orlando shooting was hate crime against LGBT people. Ito yung sinasabi kong nangyari sa Florida. Orlando, Florida shooting in 2016. CA affirms conviction of Pemberton for killing Jennifer Laude. Hate crime din ito kasi pinatay ni Joseph Pemberton si Jennifer Laude nung nalaman niya na hindi pala siya tunay na babae. No? Alright, so medyo mabigat tong presentation ito but that ends my presentation. I hope may mga natutunan kayo at I hope may mga na-open sa inyo na minds para mas maintindihan pa yung sobrang daming contemporary gender issues na patuloy na nagpa-perpetrate sa ating lipunan hanggang ngayon. So that ends my fourth audio tape lecture. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to message me. Thank you for listening. Bye.